guys, welcome back to my channel. This video is going to be kind of like a little backstory on myself and talking about a possibility of a third baby. If any of those topics, especially like babies or having babies or anything like that, triggers you, or it is a very hard subject for you, or you don't like hearing about it because of different things that are going on in your life, I would go ahead and click off of this video or just skip towards the end, because I am gonna include a little bit of like snow footage that we got of the kids and stuff. So you want to at least just watch that, then you can skip forward, but I am going to be talking about that today. Firstly, I just want to say thank you so much to all of you guys that have subscribed. I'm definitely trying to work really hard this year to grow my channel and just go through day-to-day life things, update you guys. My goal is to definitely grow my channel. Doing this is what I love to do anyways. I love filming, I love editing, I love photography. It's all of my favorite things. So if you could subscribe if you are new here, then I would appreciate it so much. And thank you to all the people that have recently subscribed to my channel, because it is definitely improving and it's growing little by little. So thank you so much. And I'm gonna go ahead and get started kind of talking about me, a little bit of a backstory, because a lot of you guys are new here. Just kind of want to backtrack a little bit and tell a little bit about myself, and then also talk about a third baby, if we are having one or if we are not. In 2014, I think, I was doing homeschool because we had moved and I just wanted to go ahead and do that so it was less stressful. And because I did the homeschool experience, if you ever have done homeschool, especially like Connections Academy, that is actually what I did, the program. It's a lot. They throw each assignment on you every day for each class, if not multiple assignments. And if you get behind, they just literally start stacking until you do the ones that came before that. And they also do like live lesson time where you all sign in together with the teacher. And I also had a teacher that fortunately stopped halfway through the year, and they had to switch to another teacher for the rest of the semester. And a lot of that kind of transpired and made me mess up and get behind. And I ended up actually, I think it was either 2 or 3 credits that got messed up. So because of that reason, the location that we were in, my brother that has unfortunately passed, it's almost actually been 6 years. Don't want to talk about that too much because I will get emotional. He was already going to that school, and it's kind of a school that helps you get back on track, get your credits back built up, different things like that. So I decided that's where I wanted to go instead of high school, so that I could get my credits caught back up and get back on track. I did that, and that is where I met my husband. We are actually high school sweethearts. We started dating when we weren't even finished with high school yet or graduated. So we started dating in 2015. Can't believe that it's literally been 10 years that we've been together, which is crazy. It feels like it's flown by in some things and then kind of slow in others. But we started dating, and then we both graduated in 2016. That, I think it was actually end of May, early June. We graduated high school. Then we started taking some college classes at a junior college because we kind of thought we knew what we wanted to do for our profession or job. But I started going through that, and honestly, it was a ton, to say the least, of stuff that I would have had to do to end up being where I needed to be. And that was only half of what I would have had to do. Ultimately, I decided that I did not want to follow through with that profession and that life choice, because I feel like I would have dedicated so much of my life towards that, and then also in the future completely dedicating a ton of my life towards that. I would have probably missed out on a lot of family time and things that I love. I just decided that that wasn't for me, and I feel like I would just constantly spend my life, caring or taking care of other people and missing out on family life, and that's just not who I am. I'm a very family-oriented person. So yeah, I chose to kind of step away from that. We ended up getting engaged on November 5th of 2017. At that point, I think we still were in school, in college, and I hadn't fully decided yet, but that is what I did decide to do. And I did go ahead and stop taking courses and classes. 2018, we ended up expecting our first child, our son Noah, and he was born in January of 2019, and I was already 21 and a half years old by that point. So we had him. And then, my husband went through a little bit of job changes and stuff like that, because he has had very bad luck in the past of getting on with the job and then it having very, very poor management people, or very bad bosses, I guess you'd say. So he's been kind of on the journey of trying to find the right job, and the right job that's going to take care of us and support us. So he kind of went through that while all of this was going on. So after we had Noah in January of 2019, that is unfortunately the same year that I did lose my brother, my younger brother. I'm gonna try to hold it together. In February of 2019, that is when he did unfortunately pass. I'm not going to touch too much on it because obviously I'm already getting emotional, because it's also very, very close to his 6-year mark of already being gone. It was a car accident, and that's all I'm going to kind of touch base on, and he unfortunately did not make it. So that was a very, very hard and low point in my life. Yeah, if you've had family members or anybody that you love or know that has, passed away in a car accident, all the feelings, all the emotions, wishing that things were different. But I just have to remind myself that everything happens for a reason, and, that we will hopefully see our loved ones all again one day. That's what I'm going to keep a hold of and make sure, in my mind, that I'm always going to have to think that we'll always see them again one day, and that right now we just have to be, on this earth living the life that we live, and that we just have to live it to the fullest and trust that God has got us all and that everything's going to be okay. After that, went through 2019. We did lose another family member as well later on in 2019. Actually, literally right before Thanksgiving, I believe. So that was very, I know it's the way of life, but it's always hard because you miss those people so much. So at the very end of that year that happened, we all went through holidays, and then January 2020, we celebrated Noah's first birthday, and then that following April, I believe, April or May of 2020, we found out that we were expecting baby number 2, which is our little Emma girl. That was very shocking, and I honestly knew that I was pregnant. I just had that feeling. That's why I kept testing, because I was like, there's no way. If you go back on my channel, you can actually find footage of us testing once before and it being a negative, and then testing again and it was positive. We were expecting her, and then actually had her in December of 2020. And she was born literally the day after Chris, my husband's birthday, at 1 something in the morning. So they literally share birthdays side by side. After she was born, we did move out of our apartment that we were living in pretty quick after that. Literally, I think 3 to 4 months after she was born, we moved. Which, if you're in that postpartum era of, trying to heal and everything and get back to yourself, that was not fun, but it was a had to move because what we dealt with in that apartment, because it was honestly the worst place that we have ever lived in, and they are so wrong for not taking care of their tenants and making sure that their place is not infested with literally all kinds of bugs you could think of, because I don't even want to talk about it too much because it was literally that awful. But needless to say, there was roaches, bed bugs, other people dealt with mice, so you've got all of them, you know, running around, and it was absolutely disgusting. And he wanted to get us out of there so that we were safe and not dealing with that problem anymore. And we did have to leave a lot behind, unfortunately, because you cannot get rid of them, especially off of a mattress. We dealt with that and then moved into a way nicer apartment and lived there for 2 years. After that, as soon as our lease was kind of coming up, ending for the 2-year mark, we decided to move in with a family member to save money for 1 year so that we could go ahead and get a house of our own and be on our own and actually make it and be proud of ourselves and own our house. Did ultimately decide to move in with his parents. We were choosing between that or moving with my great-grandmother. I am honestly kind of glad that we did kind of do that, because her health was declining, and I feel like it, even though she would have loved for us to be there, it would have been a ton on her, and toddlers are loud too. Also in 2023, when we were living with his parents, in that time saving for a year for our home, we decided that we officially wanted to get married finally. I'm so excited and glad and thankful that we did decide to go ahead and do that. And we decided on the month of November, because that is also the month when we got engaged. Also won't be extremely hot outside, because otherwise the only month that was super special to us was in July. And I definitely did not want to do a July wedding, because oh my gosh, we would all be so extremely hot and it'd probably feel like death outside and be sweaty. Definitely wanted to do November because that's the fall time. We did get married in November on the 4th actually, because the 5th that we got engaged on that day in 2017, it ended up falling on a Sunday in 2023, so we decided to go ahead and get married on the 4th because it was on a Saturday. Friday, the 3rd of November, I went ahead and went to, you know, stay at my great-grandparents' house, because that's where we got married. And this is actually like a 3-generational thing that has happened. My grandmother and her husband got married there. My mom and my dad got married there, and then now me and my husband have gotten married there. So that is also super special to me that has happened. Unfortunately, I'm gonna try to not get emotional again. These topics are very hard to talk about. My great-grandmother was not doing good at all. It just really hurts, because she was so excited about this and has been looking forward to this, because we had asked for her permission and told her about it and wanted to talk to her about it. It was okay with her that we got married there back in February of 2023. That year, her health started to kind of rapidly decline, and I could tell things were going fast. That week of our wedding on Wednesday, she ended up going on the oxygen tank. When I got that call and got told that, I just kind of, you know, started getting emotional and knew that things were definitely going rapidly fast, getting worse. So I'm so grateful that she was there, and that even though she wasn't feeling good that Friday and not doing good, that she was able to be there Saturday, and that she got to sit outside and watch the whole ceremony and be with us and see all of the beautiful things and be with all of our family and be in the beautiful sunlight that was on our wedding day. It was so beautiful that day, and so many memories happened. I'm just extremely grateful and thankful that she got to be a part of it and experience it. Even though she wasn't feeling good, she was a big piece of my heart. That is kind of like her last memory, because she ended up unfortunately passing at kind of like where the time change happened. Literally that next night morning after our wedding happened, that was it. She got to be with us and experience that and watch us get married, and then took her last breath very, very early hours in the morning at like, I think it was like between 12 to 1 o'clock, if I'm not mistaken. I'm so glad that we got married and got to experience the whole day with all of our family and friends. I'm super thankful to everyone that, you know, played a big part, a big role in our wedding, whether that was setting up or helping put things up. Especially grateful to my uncle Michael and my dad and my parents and my husband's parents, because they did help out a major ton, and my grandmother, my nonna, all of them played a big role in our wedding and making things happen, and ourselves as well, like, you know, getting decor, all that good stuff, and making sure we had all the things that we needed and wanted. All of my, you know, bridesmaids, my grooms, all of you guys. I just love you guys all so much, and I'm so thankful for all you guys and helping us have the best day possible. And we went in our little stay after we got married at a very nice hotel. After that following Monday, we went on our honeymoon, and that was like, I get like emotional and happy just talking about it, because for one, I've never been to Florida. Number two, I've never flown on a plane, so that was a huge new experience for the both of us. Actually, we've never flown on a plane before, either one of us. We did that, conquered that, and stayed in such a beautiful place. Had time alone for ourselves for the first time since our son was born. I'm so thankful to his uncle for that, because that was his wedding gift to us. And I can't even imagine not going on that trip, because it was so, so needed, especially for a little bit of like grieving time, and to build our relationship better and just have a great time and celebrate the fact that we just got married. I'm glad that we chose what we did, and we stayed there with them for 1 year and saved like we were supposed to. Also, while this was going on, he did start working at the job that he's working in currently right now. This year he will be with them for 5 years, which is crazy, because this is the best job that he's ever been at. It is also been so beneficial for us. They take really good care of him. He is making the most that he's ever made at any of his jobs in the past, and even though there was a little bit of like stuff that went down recently with his job and like things happening to them and all that stuff, I am so, so, so grateful and thankful that he still works there and that he still has a job there. I couldn't imagine him working anywhere else and doing as good as he's doing right now. He's been supporting us very well. I'm super, super thankful that he's there at this job, and I hope it continues on, because I really do believe that he could work his way up in the company and be doing really, really well. After we stayed there with his parents for a year, we were house hunting towards the end of that year, you know, going through all the stuff that you have to go through for when you're getting a house and applying and all the things. We figured out kind of what we capped at, like bracket wise. We capped at 2 different totals. One we capped at, I believe, $235,000, and then with the other one, it was just a different like home company, different person, different mortgage person and stuff like that. We capped at $275,000. That was like a very big difference to me and was very shocking, honestly, because they're also supposed to go off of how much you bring income wise every year too. Ultimately, we decided to go ahead and choose the area that we chose because, for one, weren't trying to afford almost a $300,000 house or pay for a $300,000 house unless we had the money for it, could afford it, and it was plenty spacious wise. The 275 bracket area that we capped at in those type of homes, don't get me wrong, they were nice. A lot of them were like brick homes, but they were very, very small. They were like on the 1,200 square footage to barely 1,500 square footage, and for a family of 4, if not wanting to add a family member, that just seems so ridiculously small. And to pay that much for a house, I was like, both felt the same way. We decided to go this route and ended up getting the house that we're in right now. And I'm super, super thankful that we are in a home and that we can afford it and that we're paying the mortgage on it to own it. And It is a little over 2,000 square feet. We have a decent front yard, a good backyard, and we're, definitely wanting to do some things to improve this house, improve the backyard, work on getting the rest of our fence up. Hopefully, within the next couple years, we have accomplished a decent amount of those things. After we moved into this house, within a few months, our son Noah started kindergarten, so he is in school, and Emma is going to be starting kindergarten next year in August. That is crazy to say that I'm going to have 2 kids in school by next year. That is kind of all I wanted to tell you guys about, and I hope you guys kind of enjoyed that little backstory of things that have happened to me and about me and get to know me better. This is the portion of the video that I'm going to be talking about a possible 3rd baby, and if you do not like that topic, or it brings up too many emotions for you, or it's triggering in any way, definitely go ahead and click off this video or skip towards the end of the snow footage. Tooth journey and a possible 3rd baby have been on my mind a lot at the end of 2024 into this new year of 2025. Figuring things out, what I want to do, what is the best decision, what's the best decision for the both of us and for our little family. I've thought so much about it. It's been on my mind pretty much constantly. It is a very hard decision. I feel like that's with any woman, like whether they want to have one more or be done with that life of babies and move into like the era of their kids getting bigger and going through, teenage years and everything like that. It is a lot. It's a lot emotionally, it's a lot mentally, trying to figure out what you want to do for yourself and what you want. The things that have been kind of holding me back on deciding 100% that I do want to have a 3rd baby is, number one, like financially wise. That has been a big mind blocker and why I'm having such a hard time deciding. And also, number 2 is because for myself, what I want to do in the future and what I want to do for me and what I want to do for like work-wise. Those 2 things have been the biggest factors of why I've had such a hard time coming to terms of deciding, do I want to have another one or do I want to stop at 2? I've always kind of in my mind sure knew I wanted either 2 or 3, if not 3, and no more than 3 children, because I just know like my mental capacity and how much I can take. Ultimately, I've decided that aside from financial stuff, aside from what I want to do in the future, I know that I've still got time and that we're still in our 20s. I'm kind of thinking to myself, it'd be smarter to decide now to have one last one instead of waiting another 3-ish to 5 years and then decide, because I feel like at that point in our lives, I really do not want to probably have one more. If we're already in our 30s, I want to probably take that time for myself to figure out what I want to do, get on the track of me making income myself. If this can kind of, get going, and a lot of you guys have subscribed to my channel and me keep filming and putting things out there and working hard, and maybe this can kind of help bringing in some income. That'll be a huge blessing doing this stuff anyways. Definitely subscribe to my channel. All of those things aside, I did save a ton of past baby things from both kids. It will help out a ton. I also still have a car seat that's still good. Different things like that. Because of that reason and the fact that I've always wanted possibly up to 3, I have decided that I do want to have only one more baby, a 3rd baby, and that is all for me. I do not want any more than that. I also wanted to say that I am grateful for the 2 children that we already have and the fact that I didn't have too many complications or hardly no complications at all with them, besides having high blood pressure and then getting post-preeclampsia after Noah. Other than that, I did not have any complications, anything like that. It was a great birth for both experiences, and I'm super thankful because I know there are a lot of people out there in this world that struggle, either conceiving, post-birth for their babies with different things that they may have. Just all those different things. I'm super grateful and thankful because I know there's some people out there that don't get that chance or have way more struggles trying to adopt or have a baby or have healthy babies after the delivery. my thoughts and prayers do go out to you guys that do struggle with any of those things, because I can't even imagine day in and day out going through things that are extremely difficult. My heart does go out to you guys. I'm definitely grateful and thankful that we have 2 healthy babies and that they're not babies anymore. So yeah, I've decided that I do want to have one less one, and I'm about to go on that journey of possibly having a third, and I'm gonna go ahead and bring you guys along with me. It means I'm stopping my pills and things like that, and gonna kind of go on that journey of looking for a third and hoping that everything turns out okay, and that if it doesn't happen, am I gonna be probably emotional? Yes, but in the end, if it doesn't happen, then I will just know that God just is telling me that we were only meant to have 2 babies. If that's all that we have, then that's all that we have. But I'm definitely going to be extremely excited and happy if we do get to have a third. The next footage in this video is going to be the snow clips that I got, because we did get snow and we are kind of out of that extreme weather winter warning, and I hope you guys enjoy that. What do you think, guys? Oh, wow. Oh my God. Oh, don't hit in the face. Can she not bend down? No, of 2025. 2025. Thanks so much for watching. Like, subscribe, and if you haven't already, turn the bell notification on so you know my videos are uploaded, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!